Hey everybody, Poker Dad here, and it's time for another hand review. I'm very excited about this. Great way for me to get warmed up before my session tonight. So, not even going to delay it. We're going to dive right into it. This is a hand from October 17th, and it is a NL25 hand from Bet Online. And I first and foremost, I'm going to set up here Poker Snowy. As you know, if you've watched my hand review videos before, I use DriveHUD, and unfortunately, DriveHUD cannot be displayed on my video capture software for whatever reason. And so, anyway, I like to recreate the hand right here through Poker Snowy. Because it's NL25, and as you can see, NL25 is not an option here for whatever reason. They have 10 cent, 20 cent, but they don't have NL25. I have to convert it. So I convert it to NL200. And I'm just going to worry about the two main people here in this hand, which of course is me, and I'm over here. I was on the button for this hand. So I had, going into this hand, $30.24, which divided by 0.25 times is 120 big blinds. So then times 2 equals $241. Oops. Oh. And this guy over here is the other villain, and he's the big blind. And he had a stack of $54.76, so divide that by 0.25. That's 219 big blinds, so this is going to be an interesting hand. And I multiply that by, by $2, and that's $438.08. Okay, and I was dealt in this hand a Jack of Diamonds and a Jack of Spades. All right, so let me just go now to Flapzilla and put in the Jack of Diamonds and the Jack of Spades. And let's get to the action and see how everything starts. Oh, one other thing, let me put in here so we can actually see the ranges and see how we're able to narrow down his hand. So the hand was an NL25 Jack Jack, and it was on 10-17-17. And I am in the button with Jack of Diamonds and Jack of Spades. And the main villain is in the big blind and with a big stack. All right, so let's do it. Let's go over to Snowy here, and let's see how the action starts off. So the action starts off by this guy here folding, so we'll fold him. And he's gone. And this guy up here folds. And this guy over here folds. And then, of course, we come here with the jacks. Snowy says I should raise. Obviously, that's something I will definitely do. And I raise it up 2.5 big blinds, which now when I play, I just raise it up 3 big blinds. I'm not really into this 2.5 big blind thing anymore because I don't want anybody to stick around really. If I'd like to be able to steal the blinds no matter what, so I like to do three big blinds here from now. I don't do the 2.5 big blinds anymore. Also, I don't want to get 3-bet or anything like that. So that I prefer just going 3 big blinds across the board. Unless there's a limper, then of course I'll make it 4 big blinds, 5 big blinds, depending on what the case is. So anyway, so 65 cents. Divided by 0.25 times 2. So $5.20 is what I raised it. And the small blind, as we know, folds. And the big blind calls the bet. Okay, so let's see now. The stats on the big blind player here. I have, at this point, 59 hands on him. And he's a 27-22, so kind of like a loose, aggressive player in a way. So I think. So let's see. Let's look. His 3-bet stat at this point. He's 3-bet 3 out of 22, so he's definitely a loose, aggressive player. So we know that with certain hands, he's definitely going to 3-betting us, and he doesn't here. So let's take this first to a 27% range, approximately. Let's take out a lot of these hands. Okay, we normally would take out these, but I'm going to take out some of these suited aces too that I think he would probably 3-bet, being the loose, aggressive type player that he is. And definitely gonna take out ace king. I would take out ace queen. I'll leave these ones here. Let's add ace 3 and ace 2. So all the rest of the suited aces. I'm even more inclined to take out the king queen suited here. And this gives him 21%. So let's just give him some more suited hands too that he might call with, because he does have kind of a pretty big range. I'm going to give him all aces actually. Oh, all right, now we went over. All right, so let me just get rid of some of these kings here and just get down to about 20, 27 or so. I think this could be fine here. All right, I think this is a pretty good range for him. I think all this other stuff here, he's going to probably 3-bet. I know I'm going off on an assumption, of course, but, you know, and not off of a lot of my hands, but I think that all these here would be a 3-bet, so everything else here is what he's going to be calling me with from the big blind. And, you know, I don't... Unfortunately, with this software, I can't see what his big blind VPIP is. So we're just going to have to go with this, and that's fine. So this is what we got as pre-flop range. And that's 27.6%. And the number of combos is 338. Okay. So, right now, obviously we have a huge equity advantage over him with the jacks and this particular range here. Because we took out all these other, you know, these top pairs that are above us. A bunch of these aces too, you know, some kings. So we have a very good advantage right now with the jacks, considering he did not 3-bet us. Let's see what the flop brings us. The flop comes a 10 of clubs and a 7 of spades and a 7 of clubs. Okay, so one second, I just got to pause the video for 1 second. Sorry about that. So what do we got here? So right now we have, of course, we have 2 pair. We have an overpair on the board here. So we're, you know, I think we're in really good shape here right now. You know, there is a flush draw out there, which maybe he'll try and chase. But I think we're in pretty good shape here. And I think we're definitely in a position where, you know, no matter what, we're going to definitely be betting in this spot here. So let's see what he does first, the big blind guy. He checks to us. Okay, so that makes sense. He's out of position. You know, we were the pre-flop raiser, so a check makes sense here. And of course, we're going to definitely bet here, and Snowy will definitely tell us to bet, of course. So let's see. I mean, we could do, I would just do a standard, you know, 2/3, 3/4 pot bet. Let's see what we do. We bet it here, and we bet 89 cents into $1.40. Okay, so I think that's a pretty decent sized bet when I look at the pot odds we're given here. Just calculate the pot odds, 0.89 into the total pot is on 229. So 28%. All right, not bad. Definitely callable for him. And so let's bet that here. That's 0.89 divided by 0.25 times 2, so $7.12. And let's see what he does. And he calls it. So now let's figure out what he's calling with here. He check called. So let's see. Now his check could have just, of course, been, you know, because he's out of position. So let's just add here the 10 of clubs, 7 of spades, and the 7 of clubs. All right, let's figure it out. What is he check calling with? Quads. Yeah, of course, definitely. And I could see him checking there with the quads, trying to slow play it. Absolutely. Full house, there is none at this point. 3 of a kind, of course, he would definitely do this with. There are no over pairs. Top pair, yeah, I can definitely see him having a 10 and check calling. Why wouldn't he? You know, he might bet there maybe to try and protect his hand, but either way, you know, he's definitely doing this. There is no pocket pair below top pair. Weak pair, I do not see him in this situation with a weak pair, anything below what's on the board. Although he could, but I think he's too smart of a player. He's a 27-22. I don't see him calling this here. I mean, even though it is a good, maybe for one street, maybe for one street he'll keep it in. Ace high, I don't see calling. No made hand, of course not. Flush draw, definitely. Open and straight draw, definitely. Gut shot, yeah. I don't see why not here in this spot. And all this other stuff too. Two card backdoor flush, no. Yeah. All right, so let's see. Whoops. Did I mess something up there? Quads. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Oh, pocket pair below top pair was there. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so definitely he would stay with that. He would definitely stay with pocket pair below top pair. I accidentally had the filter on. That was my mistake. Let me just double check this stuff. So weak pair, yeah. Ace high, no. Flush draw, open and straight draw. Over cards, second back to a flush. Yeah, okay. Flush draw. But not the ace high. Okay. Okay. So we have him at 43.9% of his original range. That's his flop range there. And 43.9. And the number of combos is 133. So we went from 338 to 133 combos. And let's see how we're doing. So we're still doing really good versus range. We're in really good shape here at this point. Not too much we're afraid of at this point, you know, except for maybe a flush is really, I think, the thing that we're really most concerned about at this point. But I'm feeling like we're in pretty good shape here. We got a nice, you know, call on the flop. So let's see what happens next. And a 6 of diamonds comes out. Okay. Let's make sure that's off. So 6 of diamond comes out, and let's see what happens with the betting here. 6 of diamonds, what is this really doing? So if he has 8-9, now he has a straight. If he has 9-8, then we put 9-8 in his range. Yes, 9-8 is in his range. So if he has 9-8, he could have a straight, of course. We did have 6s in his range, so we could have a set there as well, which would give him actually a full house. So we got those possibilities. That's really about it. So let's see what happens. Let's see what he does first. He checks. All right, so he checks again, and I think it's going to tell us to bet again. I don't see why not, and it does. Of course, we should bet again, and let's see what I do. I do bet again, so I bet here. Hang on, okay. $2.01. The pot is now 5.19. So about the same pot odds. So it's about 2/3 pot bet. You know, same bet size. You know, not really, you know, making it tougher for him here. And I think it's fine because, you know, I do really like my hand, and, you know, really, what am I worried about here at this point? I'm worried about, you know, obviously I'm still worried about potentially a flush. You know, a flush is a possibility. You know. Well, let's see what he does. You know, I just said I put in my bet. We didn't see what he did yet. All right, so let's see. So $2.01 divided by 0.25 times 2, so $16.08. So I bet that, and he calls it. Okay. All right, let's see. What is he calling this with? Quads. So at this point, it's like, wouldn't he raise with quads here? Unless he's going to raise on the river. I mean, do we really think at this point he has quads? I don't think so. There's no way. I feel like at this point he would definitely raise. So I'm going to take the quads out of there. The full house. Again, yeah, full house again. I really feel like he would raise with a full house here. So I'm not too worried about a full house in this spot. A straight. Yeah, okay, so fine. I can see him calling with a straight. Although he may want to protect the straight with the clubs being out there. But no, I think the call to straight is fine because you know what? It is a paired board. I don't think he's going to raise it. I think if he raises it, he's making a huge mistake. Three of a kind, absolutely. Why not? And overpair, there are none. Top pair. Um, yeah, I mean, this six doesn't really change anything. He'll still call it the top pair. Pocket pair below top pair. Uh, yeah, again, it doesn't change anything. A weak pair. I think a weak pair at this point, he's done. I think a weak pair at this point, he's done. I don't see him calling with a weak pair. Ace high, no. All right, so a flush draw. Yeah, why not? An open ender, yeah, sure. Yeah, I think so. I don't see any reason why not. I didn't make the bet impossible for him to call. So I don't take away too much of his range. It's 72.1% of his last range, so of the flop range. So the turn range is not a huge difference, but it is a difference. We did take away some hands. So 72.1 and 93 combos now. All right, so still 93 combos is not bad. Not bad. All right, let's see what happens here on river. We still got a great equity advantage, by the way, in his hand. We got 73.7 to 26. We're really in great shape in his hand. Let's see what the river brings. River. So now things get interesting here because the river is an ace of hearts. So now we have a lot more to worry about here. A lot more to worry about. So let's get the ace of hearts out there. Because now all of a sudden we have a ton. Look at all the aces that we have in his range there. We have ace 2 through ace 10 in his range, and ace 7 offsuit and ace 10 offsuit in his range. Now obviously the ace 7, we were losing to that already anyway. But yeah, now there's a lot of stuff here that could potentially beat us. Our equity is still pretty good at 68%. But let's see what happens. He checks again. So this is interesting. He checks again. That's really interesting. Now, Snowy says I should check too. And I don't think that's the worst thing in the world here, because what else is he going to bet with? What else is he going to call at this point? Now that there's an ace out there, is he really going to call with a pair of tens? Probably not. So, I mean, which of these hands here, where's Flopzilla, is he going to call with? Top pair? Yeah, he'll call with top pair. Two pair, he'll call with that. Three. This is all stuff that beats us. So, there's no reason for us to bet this. I think checking is the right thing to do. But let's see what I actually did do. I did check it. Okay, I agree with the play. I checked it. Let's see what happened. Let's reveal the card. Let's see if I got it here. So I won the hand. And I don't see the card here, but I have a secret. I can actually look it up here through BetOnline's replayer. So give me 1 second, and we will see what he had. I am very curious to see what he had. So what do I got to do here? Let's go to date. This hand was on 10/17. Excuse me. And we played on NL25. That makes it a little bit easier to kind of figure it out. And we had Jack Jack. So we should be able to figure it out. I won $6.80 in this pot. Let's see. We should be able to find it. 1077. Here we go. Let's see what happened. Let's see what he had. Drum roll. He had a 10. So the whole time he was just betting with and you could actually see how how the hand plays out here. He was betting with the 10. So he checks it here with the 10. I bet it, and he calls it. Then the 6 comes out, and he's like, he's still feeling okay about this hand. He thinks maybe maybe I'm on a draw. But then the ace comes out. Now he's definitely worried. So he checks it again. Would he have bet it if I bet? I don't know. That we don't know. But he was betting with a 10. So his hand was, again, let me go back. Where was it? So his hand was what again? King of hearts, 10 of hearts. Did we have that in his range? King 10 of hearts. Yes, we did. We had King 10 suited, so we have hand read this successfully. Excellent job by us, or me really. You were just watching, and there you go. I think this was a good hand. I think we played it perfectly, and now I'm ready to jump into my session after this great hand reading activity. So thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, and yeah, watch the videos. Whatever you want to do, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Till next time. Poker Dad.